Good morning. What's up, everybody? Hey, what's up, Caesar? All right. I got about an hour, hour and a half here to work on this today because I got some errands I got to run. So thought I'd at least try to come in here and wrap up some of this reference art as much as I can. I don't know how much I can do. Just for a body of reference here. So last night on the YouTube channel, I got them all queued up, and we started posting the real-time streams from the Lana Liuka cover. Now, the Lana Liuka cover, to draw it, took about 6 hours. To color it took about another 4 to 6 hours if I include the roughy time. That's 12 hours to draw and color that cover. Turned out great. I'm proud of it. Just to add this extra reference you see down here, so far we've spent 12 hours. So just like a gauge of time, how long, what looks like pretty simple to do, which is draw in some boxes and trace over them, just eats up a tremendous amount of time. And I'm doing it pretty quickly. But yeah, there is no fast way to do this stuff. So if you're wondering why, Rob, why don't you do more of these little cool little tribute pieces with all the games, or why don't you put more consoles in here, and where's the PC engine, all this other stuff? Because there's only so much fucking time in the world to do this. And when I get done with this piece, I'll have spent about 50 hours. When everything's said and done. Which is still half the time it took me to do the Dragon Ball Z piece. This is a fairly tame version of this. So this is also why I'm not including all of the TMNT characters I could dredge up, right? So what I've really done with this piece is try to limit it to the things that I really loved during the years of 87 to 93, 95, around there. So these are all the TMNT things that I liked. So that's the basic idea. So I've sent a word out for Brandon to show up, but I have a funny feeling he's watching football. So I know, right, Ari? So and I'm trying to snap a photo to let everyone on Instagram know that I'm on here, but sometimes it's so weird. You snap a photo of your screen, sometimes you get this weird moire effect. Hey, what's up, Chris? On the YouTubes. Chris says, what's going on, Rob? Spending today trying to get caught up on all your podcasts. Love listening to you and watching you draw. Make up tales awesome as well. Tommy said, I will do. Hanging out. What's he think? Hey, Kyle, you're welcome to join me on the Skype if you want to chat. You could take Brandon's place. Shouldn't be too hard. Just talk about energy drinks and harass Rob. Seems easy enough. Seems about right. All right, well, if you can, Kyle, no stress. All right, so got that posted. We can get going. We can get busy here. So I got a few things I got to do on this. Let's get over to. Kyle, better to log in on the Discord though, if you do get a chance to show up, because quality is better. Just so you know. If you can, no stress. Where is my... Here it is. All right. Let's get this stuff dropped in. So... Hey, what's up, Romeo? Yeah, it was my favorite too, so... This is, again, just stuff that I loved around this era, 87 to 95, so... I need to add another game in here, and I pulled out the art. Speaking of which, Devon recommended the new Turtles and Power Ranger crossover that Boom Studios picked up or put out. I picked up the first issue this morning, and look, it's cool, man. It's very well drawn. It's a fun read, but not so much my problem with the comic as most modern American comics these days is that I really wish for quote unquote floppies, if they're charging $5, so it's $5.45 after tax to buy a 22-page comic. I wish they would put it out on pulp in black and white, double the page counts, and only do color for trades, and just not rush through this. It really just feels like these stories are like all being rushed through. It's all fight scenes with expositional dialogue and like, and they're so kind of like, I don't want to say overdrawn. I mean, the artwork's great and all. I know they could do a little less with the art and space it out more. But it's just tough when you're like, I read Delicious in Dungeon, the manga, and like, you get a perfect sense of like pacing and storytelling mixed with, good pinup fight art, but there's also that storytelling art that I thought existed a lot in the earlier comics, like the earlier Turtles comics back from Eastman and Laird stuff. But now it's just so cinematic that I don't know. It's not for me, you know. But if you're a fan of modern American comics, then yeah, it's a good read. But for me, it's like 545 for something that kind of just gets the story going. It's not. I don't know. I don't know, folks. Uh, yeah, they'll go back up in order, Mr. J. So they're on there, and then I have to kind of make them private, and then do all the info and add a thumbnail and re-release them in order. So the TMNT streams will go live when I'm done. We'll go back up once I'm done with the art, so I can put the thumbnail. I've tried to do this 100 different ways. So the best way I can do it now is you'll see it with the Lana Liuka. The color is I just put up the final art as the preview image now, because I used to put up like the in, the I used to put up the work in progress preview images, and it just confuses people as to what the fuck it is they're looking at. So the streams are up there for a little bit, then they go private. When the art's done, I'll re-release them like daily, each one as real-time vids, um, and then make a speed video with commentary out of it too. But this way, I can keep the thumbnail with the final version of the art. So I'll start releasing the drawing portion of this once the drawing lines are completely done. So. And they go in the playlist so that if you leave them on, they play in order, and it's just the best way to do it. So I never delete anything, so it'll all go back in there. I was gonna have Brandon do all this, but he's fucking slow, so I'm doing it now. I don't know, Armando. I don't quite share the same. I don't get disappointed. They name cool stuff. They name cool stuff. If it's not for me, then there'll be other stuff later. How was it? Well, then I don't want that viewership, Armando. Why would I want more views from people who don't follow my art? If I was out to gain views, I would do all sorts of gimmicky bullshit, right? The YouTube channel and the Twitch channels, especially the YouTube channel, is literally just it's just an online portfolio. That's all it is. That's all I've ever viewed it as. It's not a channel for creating content. I'm a YouTube content creator. It's a portfolio. It's just how I made the stuff that's in my portfolio. That's all it is. That's all I've ever seen it as. You know, whether I get 100 views or 100,000 views is irrelevant to me. You know, it's just for employers to be able to go and say, hey, you know, oh, so you actually here's how you think. You know, here's how you create. So I can go back and see how I did stuff. And if I get to meet you people on the way and hang out with you, great. It's our little, little clubhouse. Talk about stuff and share tips. It's like what I used to get from Artist Alley when I was a kid when going to Comic Con. In that sense, but I just don't care about whatever's trending or how to increase my viewership. Like it's never mattered. All that does is just breed chasing trends, and I've done that for a living in t-shirts. Every day is a trend chasing thing. When you design t-shirts, for a living, everything is trends. Woo, this is big on YouTube. We got to put this, like I just don't care. I'm not living. I don't operate that way. Not with my stuff. So if someone says, "How did you do this?" I can just point them to the video and go, "Well, I did it right there." You know, Man, that's just how I talk, bro. So I can't help that. I mean, I remember showing ASMR audio to my friends in 2010. So it's like whatever trend just happened to catch YouTube's interest now won't mean shit in like 5 years, So, hey, why don't I just call it Epic Meal Time, right? Remember that? Or have kids try to draw things. What happens when kids try to use a Game Boy? Like, I just don't give a shit. Hey, what's up, animation? My day is going well. Just trying to get some of this reference art done. I was hoping to get it all done this weekend, but that's not going to be possible. Well, as long as your trip to the theater was fun, that's all you can. That's all you can ask for. It's this giant piece, TMNT tribute piece I'm doing for Megavision's issue 9. So, say, I'll zoom out so you can see. So, matter of fact, what I'll probably do is just make a big version and flatten it. So if people want to see what it looks like, I can just quickly jump to that. Thank you. So I'm over here just drawing this reference art. Just eats up time. I have no clue, man. You know, I cannot tell you whether it's worth seeing in the theaters or not. I just personally think they need to figure out what they're going to do before they do it. The old way of making a Star Wars movie where you make it up as you go is it's just not going to work anymore. I feel gonna have where's that coming from? Yeah, it's weird. Brandon, when Discord rings, it doesn't overlay, so it's like I have to find the fucking tab.
Hello, everybody.
Did you hear anything I just said?
I heard the doesn't overlay, can't find the tab.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know where it is. And it makes the same noise as Skype or Facebook, so.
Right. working on that Turtles piece for Megavisions.
Yeah, I was just telling them. So I got all the thumbnails for the Lana Liuka put up and done and scheduled out for the week, so they'll post
Mm-hmm.
daily. But I was adding up the hours, and it took me like 12 hours to draw and color. It's a little less on the videos because I didn't include the roughies, but I did the math.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent over 12 hours just doing this reference stuff,
Oh, geez.
not even including the original art that I drew.
All
Like,
right.
like it just eats up a tremendous amount of time. And I know people look at it, and go, "Oh yeah, it's just a few." I'm like, you know what? This is really far more complicated than it looks.
Oh, yeah.
But it
Definitely.
has to be redrawn. You can't just like plop in shit. Like it doesn't work. And I'm doing
Yeah,
the
I can see
barest of
those.
minimum on the redraws when you really think about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm moving
Right.
pretty quickly. Like I know it doesn't have to look perfect because once I add the overlay, it's gonna add just enough, that ties all together. But I mean, I've done enough of these. I know, but it's like,
All right. Well, it's like when people, perfect example, I think, in my mind, is when people like clip art, not clip art, but they just copy and paste a Batman symbol onto their Batman piece instead of like actually drawing the symbol warping around his chest, wrapping around. But people will just like, they'll find like whatever the Batman symbol is for that look online,
yeah, they could
like
have
a little
warped it and
banner thing.
drawn over it,
Yeah, but they'll
but
just they'll
yeah,
just drop it on there, and you could just tell it just doesn't feel right, doesn't sit right on there.
yeah, doesn't sit right. Animation asked me 1 to 100, how much detail do I put in my art? And I would say that depends on the art. Like if you look at the Lana Liuka cover, like that's more towards like even then, like her costume, I would never make that an interior page costume. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? Like it's too much shit that she's wearing. Good for like a sequence, an opening sequence, and then you rip all the shit off or something like that, or just for the cover alone.
Yeah.
Um, so interiors would, it's got to be less just for time and storytelling. The more stuff they have on, the harder it is to make them emote. You know. That being said, if I was drawing an Overwatch like pinup, I would make sure they have the details on because what's the fucking point?
Right.
So it's like the biggest pain is when you're like someone tasks you with like, hey, draw the Darksiders comic, and you're like, no, dear God, you know what I mean? Like it can, and Lulo Lullaby, he does a good job of like parsing those details down. But even when you look at it, you're like, well, it doesn't quite look like the game, and it can never look like the game because of that. So
Oh yeah. Hello,
put a lot
Ari.
of peace in every. I think about it, but each one doesn't take as much time, is what I would say. Like I'm pretty quick when you factor in a lot of things. You know what I mean, Brandon? When you factor in the things that take me lots of times with details don't actually take me a lot of time because of my blobby method.
Mhm.
Like it frees up time, but it's not conducive to interior, I would say. And I know because I did. So check it out, Monstrades issue 0, the shittiest fucking thing I ever drew professionally, is on fucking Comixology now. You know that? Like he put it up,
Yeah.
and it's got the original cover art I did for issue 1. I never finished issue 1, nor was I paid for it, so I don't know who's drawing issue 1. And the description that he put for Monstrades is the description of the comic he wanted to make that I never made, which has to do with this kid helping the Monstrades. Like because he talked to fucking who are the guys that do like Spin Masters? They do all those like Yu-Gi-Oh games and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He talked to Spin Masters, and this is years ago, and he was like, because Kevin Greeves, and he was like, yeah, Spin Master says you got to have a kid because the kid's got to help, and I'm like, no, you don't have to have a kid. You know what I mean? That's like Batman didn't need Robin. I don't care what the fuck
All
you
right.
know the fucking marketing people say. Um, Yeah, everything's Sketchcraft. So I'm Sketchcraft on Instagram, Sketchcraft everywhere. Sketchcraft. So lots of progress pics on the Instagram too. If you like that sort of stuff. So the description for Monster on Comixology says Elijah is going to help. It's like I'm like, who's drawing that comic? You know, like, but the issue
Yeah.
zero. So issue zero was me making compromises. I drew that back in 2008, and man, Diego was like, "Your fucking book sucks." You know, like my colorist clowned me on the art. So issue one, I put a ton more fucking effort in. Thought it came out all right. Even then, it was still. But that issue never got out because the last two pages. It took them a year to agree on the script, and by then the markets had collapsed, and I couldn't. I couldn't not get paid to draw a comic. So yeah, but yeah, sometimes it does that.
A little thicker lines there on the.
Sometimes Photoshop's like resources. I got 64 gigs of RAM and a dedicated drive and a dedicated screen. It's programs, man. I have time lapses, speed videos on the YouTube channel. I made a speed video playlist, and we do them with commentary now too. So you want to see it sped up. I don't go any faster than 4 times because it jumps around too much. But there's a whole speed video dedicated list on the YouTube channel.
There's literally a video for everything on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I've been recording everything. Hari's been there since for 10 years now. So, yeah.
Sketchcraft. We
Yeah.
literally have everything and every question you're gonna ask.
Yeah, it's all there. I even put up I was doing these 60-second podcasts on Instagram, and we put up like the first what 100, 200 of those. No one cared.
Something
They
like
get
that.
like fucking they get as many views as these videos. Like
All
if someone
right.
goes, these videos are too long, that's why you only have 100 views. I'm like, the 60-second ones have the exact same fucking things. So that time's got nothing to do with it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
and it's got traditional art, digital art, everything's in there, you know?
Copic art,
We'll be
watercolor
doing
art.
we'll be doing the Lani Liuka cover on Friday, the speed video with commentary. So I'm in the process of merging that all into one file now. So that'll take a couple hours. Well, we'll do the drawing this week, and we'll do the coloring video next week. So the week after. Badass looking. I did a perspective Mario piece once. I didn't really put Mario in it, just a background. That's in there, a landscape. It was a Mario landscape. That was fun. Mario's a little weirder. It's kind of hard to mess with his proportions. You know, it's kind of hard to put your stamp on it. So, I mean, now I have a clearer idea how to do it, but it hasn't really come up yet. So, at some point, I'll figure it out, like in terms of where to put it. But If people commission me to draw a Mario piece, then you know,
Right.
my art is not. A lot of the stuff in here is stuff I've just been paid to do. So it's not. It's not like, oh, that was fun to do. I just did that for fun. Like, no, it's all stuff I was paid to do. So no one's really commissioned me to do a Mario piece.
Do
Megavision's
people
mostly focuses on Sega, so there's not a lot of room for Nintendo shit. That's why people go, you really love Sega. I'm like, I do, but it's really because I'm associated with the Sega magazine. Like, like, what are you asking, Brandon?
do people actually do art for fun? Is that an actual thing?
I did draw a little bit of Mario and Bowser and stuff on my Game Informer cover on the backside for
What?
Mario RPG. Remember? Gave him the sword. When I did the Game Informer cover.
Well, that's cool. Hmm.
What are you hiding about?
I'm just talking to myself. Nothing important for you to worry yourself over.
How's your football doing, Brandon?
Well, my team doesn't make the playoffs, so that's okay. Um, I have the TV on in the other room. I could see it here from an angle.
I told everyone I knew
Occasionally.
you were watching football.
Oh no, I wasn't watching when you text me. I wish. I forgot it was on today, even though I know it's Sunday. It's just I don't really the playoffs. Some of the teams I like, some of the teams I don't. It's just So it's wild card weekend. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's basically the weekend so there's playoffs and there's like this week before called wild card where the teams that are on the edge of making it in play each other to get further in.
It's
So
fascinating.
yeah, it's kind of just like eh. No, me and her had to run some adult errands and then got to go back out and probably another 1:30, 2:30, probably in about 40 minutes. She wants to go to the grocery store and the gym, the bank, etc., etc. Adult stuff because I'm an adult. I mean, I'm a man child, but I do adult like things.
Have I ever
Do you
drawn every day
ever?
for a whole year? Have I ever drawn every day for a whole year? I take time off, so I would never do that.
Yeah, when he's sleeping or in the bathroom or going to get a coffee. Those are the times he
No,
takes off.
no. I specifically try not to draw at least in as much as I can, like in December, take off. I don't work on my birthday, so certain holidays. Drawing every day is not going to make you a better artist. I'm just letting you know, despite what people think. Would it be too much to ask you guys how many hours a week am I drawing right now? I'm drawing 10 times 5. I draw 50 to 70 hours a week. That's enough.
Is it? Is
You
it?
know what? According to my art directors, not much. I could be more productive. So
You could. You could. I wish you would step it up a little bit.
yeah, tell me about it. It wasn't enough to get Game Cave done. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, shots
No,
fired.
shots fired on myself.
Yeah.
Threw myself under the bus. I need that sound of a bus running someone over. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that sound effect. I might have to create it, but I'm gonna get
Yeah.
it put into the jingle. Oh, Brandon, you're here. I forgot. All right,
Uh,
so I need you to turn on the audio in your ear thing, right? For the for your ear thing for your headphones or whatever, uh, on the stream because I want to play you. I figured out your song, your Mega Potato intro.
all right, hold on.
It's not made yet completely, but
Okay.
all right, give me a second. All right, I forgot to turn that on me. I'll fix that in a second. All right, you're gonna remember this. Now, here, folks, we got to work this out, but here's the basic idea for Brandon. So we'll when we do like the Mega Potato Show or something, check out. You're gonna love this. Oh, it didn't save my stuff. Oh, because I hit exit, I didn't hit save, right? Wait, no, there it is. Okay, I got it. Ready? No, that's it. Mega potato, 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 mega potato. Huh? How great is that?
I don't. You know what made it? You know what made it listenable to able to listen to that? Since it's on a delay as well, I'm hearing you in delayed and real time. So it
You
was
should
like
have.
four. It was like double Rob singing.
Yeah.
So it was like you had backup vocals with it as
Oh,
well.
we should do that.
Oh God.
Yeah, we should record extras so that I can layer them in.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, how could we
Also,
do
I
that?
I got something for like give me like a really good Brandon thought for the day. Like give me some advice.
You can't be bad at art if you don't ever draw. Is that a good one?
See how that works, folks? Give me another Brandon, give me the Brandon advice for the day.
The same one or different?
New one. Give me a new one.
Shit, I
Something
don't
about energy
fucking know.
drinks. Just say something about energy drinks.
You can't die from energy drinks if I don't know.
Come on, Brandon. You're come on. Say something smart. Do it.
Uh, it's cheaper. Energy drinks. They're cheaper than cocaine. That's, that's what I got.
See how that works, folks? The delay will catch up to you.
There we go. Yep.
Isn't that awesome?
See, and I actually choose to hop on the stream. Good times. Good times. Hmm. All right.
Give me some advice, Brandon.
I got. I'm not. I'm technically still waking up for the day because I haven't done much. So you're not getting my as much of my words of wisdom as you would at night. So
Tater tots. All right, see? Like that's how it works. Telling you, it's gonna be really great. I have done speed paints, and I don't think they load up to your. I don't know what that means. I wouldn't speed up any videos more than 4 times, and if you want to edit them down, you can jump around. But I wouldn't. I don't know in terms of what makes it good. The way I do it now is I make us do audio commentary.
Hmm.
Like we do a full 2 hour show usually.
Literally
Yeah,
makes me.
I literally make Brandon do it.
What Rob doesn't tell you, everybody, is he bought me those little eye opener things that you see in like horror movies where they clip the eyes up and down at top and bottom of your eyes to keep them open, and he makes me wear them as we do the video, so he knows I'm watching, so I'm paying attention.
How do you split your screen from your tablet to your monitor?
Like
How do
dual
you
screen.
split your screen from your tablet to your monitor? You only have one HDMI port. I'll get 2 HDMI ports. There's no way around. You gotta have 2 HDMI ports, dude. That's it. Unless your tablet can run through a serial port. Like there's usually that DVI port. You can do an HDMI to DVI converter. Like it's a converter piece that has an HDMI on one end and a DVI out. You can do it that way. That's possible. But yeah, no, that's the only way. Yeah, I only have 2 monitors on my PC. I have this Cintiq and an extra monitor. I don't do those like 16 monitor setups. The Photoshop requires enough resources when I'm working that it's just not possible anyway. Um, I have a second PC, so my video and everything else, like when I'm talking, like I'm looking at all your guys' text on another PC I have to my left. So I just have 2 PCs in my room. And even that only has one monitor on it. I suppose I could hook up another monitor at some point.
84 monitors.
Yeah, I do kind of keep it fairly simple in here though.
Yeah, besides all the lighting, the rigs, the cameras, the Cintiq, the art station.
Yeah, other than that, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, other than that, yeah.
Hold on. Thanks, Brandon.
You got the sniffles?
No,
Sounds like it.
no,
Getting sick?
no. It's a little drier in the air because of the snow, but I'm not getting sick. What's my internet speed? What is my internet speed? I think it's 100 down, up to 50 up. It's not that fast. I refuse to spend more than $100 a month on internet, so could be faster, but this works just fine for 720p. I'm not a gamer, so I don't have to stream in 4K.
Right.
Yeah, so I stream in 720p. What software? Streamlabs OBS. It's OBS, but I use the Streamlabs OBS now. He told me if I do that, people would tip. I was like, bullshit. No one spends money on this podcast. Not even me.
Right.
Like,
No.
tip.
Is there a I see there's a link to your Streamlabs. Is that the same as the Ko-fi or is that different?
No, so the links should all be in there, but they don't every time YouTube restreams. So I have to set it
Ah,
up again. Like even though like I've set it up to show those links, it resets it to restream. It's so weird. I have to figure out. See, the thing is YouTube actually has like three different live control centers. It has the old classic one, which I was streaming to originally on OBS. So I would stream to YouTube and no, but they don't inform anybody when you're using that because they don't want you to use it. So then you
ah,
have the live center, but the Streamlabs uses the live center, and every time it does, it creates a new link and a new setting. So it wasn't monetizing those. So my monetization, it's a whole fucking thing. So I got the monetization thing. I can only change that when I live stream. So now I have to see on this stream if those settings, if I have to put in that info every time I stream. You know what I mean? Like when I hit the click live on my OBS, I then have to open up YouTube and put all that link stuff in there on top of it, or if I can put in there once and it'll say, I don't know. I won't know until this next stream when I stream sometime tomorrow. There's no fucking guide for this shit, man. Like it's like I don't give a shit. You know, like whatever. It's just like one thing at a time. My bigger thing was I just wanted to make certain that people on Twitch and YouTube could see the stream at the same time. Later, Jay. That
bye
was a bigger
bye.
deal to me, you know, because a lot of times people are like, "You should go to Twitch." I'm on Twitch. You should go to YouTube. Now I'm on to YouTube. So it was the bigger deal. But no, all that info should be in there, but it's not putting it in, even though I plugged it in to do that when I stream. So it's weird. I have to figure out where on YouTube it will do that. So you can't just like type in your settings once and it memorizes it now, like it used to be. Because why would you do that? You know, why would you do that? So it's like these streams when they're done, they don't ingest anymore. They just sit in the. I have to go there and make them private. They sit public, even though I've set stream to private. You know, once it's done, it still makes them public.
Yeah.
So I don't complain because the shit's free. You know, so it's not like I have to pay money for them to host all this content. So there's that. But yeah, it's a work in progress, which is why I don't involve you in it because that would just make it 10 times more frustrating. How much do I charge for commissions? I don't do profile pics and branding and stuff. Just single character commissions when they are available, and the pricing structure changes. I don't do people's tattoos, and I don't do logos and branding. So I would recommend Fiverr for that stuff. You can see by my icon, I don't put a whole lot of effort into my branding either.
Facts.
Yeah. Like it's coordinated just enough, and that's it.
Yeah, sketchcraft. Really good minimal effort.
Yeah, the bare minimum.
Yes.
Just do what Brandon does. He gets that Instagram bobblehead picture of himself and post that, right?
Yeah, I used to. Now I got an actual mega potato on there.
They still doing that bobblehead, the Instagram lip sync thing? Is they're still doing that, or is that
You're so old. They
what?
still doing those? Still doing those thingamabobs with the characters and the.
Brandon, I didn't even have a MySpace page, so you could say I'm old, but I just don't give a shit for. It doesn't mean anything to me
I
until
think
it can help my portfolio. You see what I'm
there you
saying?
go. Yeah, I think you're
So
talking about the animojis, which
okay,
is the animated emojis. It's on your phone. It's not necessarily Instagram. It's on like your iPhone. You can
just a
just
Snapchat thing or something like that.
no. It's an animoji which is on your
All
iPhone.
right.
I don't know if it's on Androids
But
or the
everyone
other
was
ones,
doing it
but
to like lip sync to shit they would say.
pretty
Like
much.
like a few of the artists were using them, like Red J and them were like posting up. You take what you can get. You
Correct.
take what you can get. Like I don't know. You know.
Here, should I record one and send it to Rob? Everyone, or
No, I think you should actually do your work.
the yeah, they're also called memojis. It's like
Okay. Are
it's
people
a
still doing
meme
that? Is that
emoji.
like a thing?
I've only done it. I did it. I used it as one of my pictures for a while because it was funny. And Andy sent me one time as like a dinosaur, and I sent him one as like a I don't know, it was like a monkey or something. But for the
Wasn't
most
there
part,
like an
nobody really
artwork
uses.
filter for a while people were using where they would look like moving art? I don't
Oh
remember
yeah,
what.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was an app
Hmm.
where it was basically like a cheap After Effects where
Right.
your
Yeah.
art wouldn't move. Yeah,
But they were doing it with like photos where they would look like Van Gogh paintings or some shit.
yeah. There's all kind of different ones. You can make lightning in the picture if you had like rain and stuff like that.
I tried a few of those with like the covers. I thought that would be a nifty little like promotional thing for the art, but no one cared.
No.
So I was like, well, did it a couple times. I'm like, not worth the effort. So uh, yeah, I always feel like I let people down when they're like, "Can you do my branding?" And I'm like, "No," you know, like sorry, you know. I mean, I appreciate you would ask me, you know, like that's cool, but nope. I had a guy this week was like, "Man, I love your turtles art. Would you be willing to do like a whole like cartoon thing for my tattoo?" And I'm like, "No, just single character commissions." Oh, I traded once. It was a guy I used to work with in 2007. He wanted this like phoenix tattoo thing. He saw my. Remember when I did like the pirate skeleton stuff? It was
Huh?
all super inked. He
Oh
liked
yeah,
that,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
wanted some of the skeleton, this phoenix thing, and he wanted to trade. I traded him the tattoo for the gold uh, Zelda DS. There was a gold DS at the time, and dude, the back and forth is just fucking crazy, man. Like the amount of effort it took, I could have just bought the fucking thing myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And be like, I don't need this trouble. And I'm like, people care too much about what's going on in their bodies. They apparently care more about that than I do. You know, like I just don't care. I'm not that invested. I've seen so many people get so many fucking shitty tattoos. I'm like, just put whatever I draw. You know what I mean? Like, here's what I would draw. Get someone to trace that onto you. Like,
Pretty much.
why do
There
I
you go.
need you guys to like? How about this? Just wait till I draw something cool and get that put on you. You know what I mean? Because like I've seen people get the saucies tattooed on them. You know what I mean? Like, but if they had commissioned a saucy, it would have been endless back and forth. You see what I mean?
Hmm.
So that's my thing. Like, I don't ever want to go through that with anybody. So I don't want advice or input. Not looking for guidance. So not to say this guy would do that, but it eventually always goes down that path.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever drawn tattoo art for people, Brandon? Has anyone
Mm, I've had multiple people ask me. I actually had two people ask me this week, and I was like, no, sorry,
you told them
no.
I wouldn't let you?
I told them two things. One, I go, I'm not currently taking any commissions, and none of my art translates to tattoos. Sorry. So,
It just reminds me of like it always ends up going down that path. Like when you took that commission at the convention for some Blue Lantern Luke Skywalker piece.
yeah,
You know, remember that?
yeah,
And I got all
yep.
mad at you,
Oh yeah.
Brandon. That might be the last time you really felt my wrath, right?
Well, I mean, and I
I was
appreciate anyone who,
pissed off.
first thing, I appreciate anyone who spends money on me for art. I appreciate every single person who's ever bought art in the past. I appreciate it. The person who asked for it, very nice person. He every year asks me for a commission at the Comic Con. So, it was that was the first where it was like that oddball of a commission. I was just like, ugh. So, I felt kind of obligated when it's someone who's bought art from you multiple times where you're just like, all right,
But I had
but
Brandon there to help out with the table while I did commissions. So now Brandon is spending his whole time at the table, and he would be like, "Well, no one's at the table until you sat down to draw something. Then people show up, right?"
uh,
And so then I'm having to like cover for you while I have commissions to do and help out at the table. And I'm like, this is not the deal. You know, I didn't show up for this shit. And then you were like, I just need your help like laying out a basic pose. And I'm like, for what? And you were like explaining it to me. I'm like, I would never do that commission. Why do I have to come up with the pose for a commission I would never take? You understand my point on this, right, Brandon? Like,
nope.
see, like, why should I be stuck coming up with some pose for some fucking commission I would never accept in the first place? Because you were dumb enough to accept it.
Yep.
I'm gonna get just as mad thinking about it. Anger hasn't. Man, and Brandon, now I'm pissed off at you. You're
No one
fucking
has
so.
more fury than a scorned girlfriend or Rob when he rethinks about something I did to piss him off.
What's the line from Once Upon a Time in America? More than a buddy, less than a wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Hmm. You get off the cast, you're all pissed. You go downstairs. Your wife's like, "What's wrong?" You're like, "Fucking Brandon.
Yeah. What do you do
What
now?
do you do?
Well,
What
a
do you do?"
year and a half ago, you took this fucking commission. I'm still pissed off about it. You know.
I think it was. I think it's been.
Two
Has it been
years.
2 years?
2 years. Yeah, it's been 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. I'm still fucking mad about that shit.
Fucking 2 years ago. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Well, you know how I'm reminded of is right before I cleaned up my studio, um, that sketch for that fucking Marshmallow Man you took at that same convention was right there, and I'm like, that motherfucker, you know. Stupid. At least the Marshmallow Man commission was. I mean, at least that was just a Marshmallow Man. You know what I mean? Like, I get someone
Right.
wanting a Marshmallow Man, but someone wanting Luke Skywalker as a blue Green Lantern, like,
You could just say Blue Lantern.
whatever. Um, yeah, Brandon, don't act elitist. You know what I mean? For real, don't. It's not a good look for you.
Sorry for being comic book accurate on a comic book stream.
Don't give a shit. You know when you know what, when your fucking lanterns get a decent movie, get back to me. All right. So,
That won't happen for a long time.
anywho, where are they going with this? It's just like I just like when someone conjures up a commission idea like that, I just want to throw my coffee cup in their face, like that cop in The Big Lebowski when he tosses the mug at Lebowski's face and pops him. We don't like your kind around here, Lebowski. It's like it's not a goof. Like whatever I'm doing is not a goof, you know. And, I mean, even if I'm having fun with it, you can have fun with it. Yeah, not with that. It's just going to incite more people. Hey, could you come over and mix a piranha plant with George Bush? You know, like no, let's not do this. You know. You imagine asking Jim Lee, could you draw a Blue Lantern and Luke Skywalker? You know what I mean? Like, no, you just ask him for, well, you're not Jim Lee. You goddamn right I'm not. You know what I mean? That's why I don't charge Jim Lee prices. That being said, have some fucking respect. It's goofy shit. Like if they really liked the shit or followed you, they would want to do something that you know what I mean? You don't go to like Eric Larson. You don't see Eric Larson posting, here's some sketches I did from a convention and it's a Blue Lantern and fucking Green Lantern. Fucking Luke Skywalker shit. Like it's Han Solo and a Mogwai. Mogwai Solo. Now I want a Mogwai Solo. Like it just goes down that goofy devil that you know that fucking what was that? What was that? Bear shark? You know, shark in the woods, fucking type shit. You know
I'll just let you keep going with it.
what to do when people don't pay for commissions? Take legal actions. I only take the money up front, so
Yeah.
yeah, no refunds. They pay up front, or I don't do the commission. So and
Yeah.
legal action. Get out of here, dude. You know how expensive it is to file court documents?
Yeah.
If you're not at a position in your career to charge up front, as in people won't go for it, then you're probably not ready to charge for commissions.
Yeah.
It's hard advice to give, but Brandon knows I've been consistent with these points of view for how many years now?
10.
Remember when I told you Brandon, there came a point where you wanted the real advice. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that day you were like, I just want you to give me the real advice. Like, what do you think?
It was after. So we did a convention. Or no, we weren't together at the convention. I did it. I did solo, and I sold a bunch of paintings and a bunch of stuff, and I made like 3 grand. Well, the following convention, the next Phoenix one, I did nothing. It was like $0, and I went to a Circle K. I got myself a big Code Red and a couple Hershey bars, and I called Rob. I was like, "Hey, man." I go, just give me the fucking real lowdown shit. Be honest with me about everything, how I'm doing it. And he told me, and I was like,
Well, first I
fuck.
told you no, right?
Yeah, he
Remember,
didn't want
first
to.
I said, nah, I don't, because you're going to hate me. And then I become the bad guy, and a lot of people think I'm a dick anyway, and I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I really care about people's mental health, and I understand how much it means to folks, you know. And you're like, no, I just want to know. I said, look, I'm going to give you the advice I would just give myself if I
Right.
were, you know
I
what I
was like,
mean? Like, I'm not talking
show
to
me the.
Brandon, I'm talking to
Yeah.
Rob at Brandon's skill level. That's how
Yeah.
I try to like frame it. So please understand, this is the exact shit I say to myself. And it was, I recommend you stop drawing. Quit. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're in a little art clique where everyone's supporting one another until they stop supporting one another because there's new people entering the art clique and they want to support the new people. That's it. And you don't have the basic fundamentals to be able to move forward. You're just kind of creating things and hoping it works out and moving on to the next thing. And you just think if you do that 50 fucking times or 100 or 500 or 1,000 times, you're going to get better. And you're not. You're not going to get better. You're only going to get worse over time. You're going to actually see a decrease, in and you're like, wow, that first thing I did was no, so what happened? You're just parroting yourself, or then you try to listen to the right music or smoke the right weed or whatever fucking vice you may or may not have, or maybe you think it's the convention. I'll just go to a different then I'll go to more conventions. Then you spend more money. Never works.
Right.
The problem is everyone's treating this like a side hustle. That's the real fucking problem. They're not
Right.
doing it out of passion. They're not like addicted to just creating stuff and learning how to improve and go down a path. They're trying to just gain fame and fortune. And I'm like, if that's the case, play the fucking stock market. Like learn commodities. If you really want to make some money, art really isn't the best place to do it. Most people make their money in art after they're dead. If they're really good, those things sell once they're gone. You know, Jack Kirby stuff sells for far more now than when he was alive. So you're in the wrong business for that. If you want more people to know who you are, then you got to get, your best course of action is to somehow get on Sequential Book and have a company promote you, which good luck doing that these days. They barely promote their own fucking artists. Chris says, you do come off as a dick. All right, thank you. But all it is,
Good start. Good start. Like
all,
that's going.
but all it is that people want real people that can't handle the truth. I have the same problem. Yeah, but here's the thing. I would never give this advice to average people. When you meet me in person, in real life, I'm super fucking like, hey, how you doing? Like, I put on, you know, the the family, the get together persona. It's like Stan Lee wasn't like that. He became that version of him over years of doing the Stan Lee persona. Same thing for me. I've actually chilled out in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
However, if you want the advice I would give myself, but then you're going to have to hear it because this is what editors are saying behind your fucking back when you don't get work. Like they're clowning shit you show them. Like they actually will pull open samples over drinks and I sat once at a hotel and watched them. Like someone gave them samples and they were just buying drinks, clowning the shit out of it. Like so, don't take my advice. Like I'm just telling you what they would probably say. That being said, I've seen people with very little talent get tons of work. Because they know the right people or they're fast, and that's all they're looking to do is get something out. So quality doesn't mean you can have a career or not have a career or even sell art. But if you're wondering why your art is going nowhere, I can point to you why, like from a personal level, and if you have no idea what to expect from your own work, then I mean, if you can't, and I've said this before, if you can't see the difference between, you know, uh, like a sketch and someone's final rendered piece, or like the good example is if you can't see the difference between a He-Man animation cell and Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer, I can't help you. You know what I mean? It's not
Right.
just a matter of style. Like that's a different thing, and that doesn't mean one is better than the other. It just means you're already behind the curve. You know? No, I know, Chris. I appreciate it, but um, I would never want to discourage someone from like pursuing their dreams. But you gotta like half of it is luck. Brandon's case is really quite simple. I mean, like he was just part of this art clique out in the Arizona area that I already knew about and saw. And I'm like, look, enjoy it while it lasts, but it's going away for you. It'll go to someone else,
Yeah.
you know, because new artists are always coming up. I mean, that scene was weird enough too because I would drive in from San Diego, right? So that's like a
Mhm.
6, 7 hour drive. It could be 3. It could be 6 hours. Depends on traffic and everything else. And I don't speed, so there's that. Um, so I would drive at least 3 to 4 hours to get out there, pack all my shit up, whatever. And I would have people telling me, "Oh, I only support local artists," you know. And I'm like, the local artists spent no fucking effort. You know what I mean? They literally just drew this shit the week before, drove down the fucking street, you know. But you're gonna support that? Whatever, you know. Like whatever. Whatever. I get it. Because it has nothing to do with quality or even if they're interested in your art. Matter of fact, they would be interested in my art, but when they found I wasn't local, they're like, "Oh, I can't support that." I'm like, "Why don't you just support the people putting in the fucking effort?" You know? But I can't convince them.
Pretty much.
Chris says he loves the critiques. Maybe someday we can go there. I'll hold your honest and bluntness in the highest regard. Yeah, I mean, look, I would probably just make you a private video. I've done that for artist friends. I always just treat it like the way an art director would talk to me. Like, all right, here's what you're going for. I see what you're trying to do. Here's how you can get there. Brandon's case is a whole nother thing. Like, you just lacked a lot of fundamentals. You've been making it up since I don't know the 7th grade,
Mm.
age 12 or 13, somewhere around there. That was my advice, Brandon.
Yes.
And I refuse. Like, if you're gonna hang out with me artistically, and you're not putting in even like you're not even putting in a tenth of the effort I'm putting in, I want nothing to do with you because, like, artistically, like I told Brandon, we could be friends, just we can't be our friends. Remember when I said that? Because you're,
Yeah, but we're still not friends.
we're not
So
friends. So and I'm very careful to make certain I've told you that. Problem with Brandon is the minute you become his friend, he fucking starts fucking around. Starts.
yep.
Have you started those timestamps yet?
The one you told me to start last night when I was out at dinner.
Yeah, well, it's the only way shit gets done is when I start hounding you about it.
I will start then today, yes. When I get home later from my adulting.
We got to go to the Humane Society when my wife gets back. Apparently,
Why?
someone was hoarding like 60 fucking dogs, like little Pomeranian mixes and stuff,
Holy shit.
and they brought them in. So they're looking for homes. They just haven't advertised. They're just sort of assessing which dogs need more time, and you know what I mean.
Uh,
So
yeah.
we're gonna go
You
down there
gonna
and start
take
that process. Hmm?
you gonna take Jezebel down there?
No, we're just going down there to start the process. For all we know, they won't even want to deal with it right now, but we're going to go down there and
Uh,
at least see what's available or what we can do to get on a list or whatever else. Then my wife was like, "How do people like? It's so hard to adopt. How do people hoard dogs?" And I'm like, half of them are just trying to like, it's like a side hustle. Like they're gonna breed them,
right.
and then they don't, or they can't sell them for $1,000 a pop like they thought they were gonna. Like if you're gonna side hustle and fail, I'd rather you do it with art than animals. Nothing would piss me off more to find out. Brandon was like, "I've been breeding dogs and it's not working out." Like
Never. Nah. I do love if Gamora was more. I mean, she loves other dogs, but she's just at home. She likes it at her place. If she would have been more accepting of the other rescues, we'd probably have like 6 rescues. It'd be a problem.
you don't have room for your one giant dog.
She's medium sized. She's not
She's big
giant.
for that
She's
apartment, bro.
right. She's smaller though for what kind of dog she is. Trust me, I know. I would love a big yard for her, but that's why I take her out every day to go play rope in the field. So
All right, so she's back. So Monday we'll start to draw on these handhelds. These are going to be the original handhelds. Remember, I'll show you, Brandon, see if I can find these on my reference file here. Where are they? Let's pull up my pure ref file. They are going to be these two here. The original LCD handhelds. And then I'm going to put in here and here. On the sides are going to go the VHS tapes. So I'll put in the first movie, the second movie, and I'm going to tuck in that third movie back here. Just enough to where it's in there, but I don't have to fucking look at it. So the third movie wasn't great, but at least Casey Jones was in it. So, I could watch that. But he was never really in the mask, so whatever. And then back here is going to go the Turtles magazine, which I had, and then Turtles Adventures. I had that issue, and I'm gonna find spots for Brandon yours and my favorite, the calendars. This
yay!
calendar, this is the
I
first
had
thing
that
I ever
calendar.
drew. You know that for the
I have
Turtles,
that calendar.
I redrew this in class in front of all these kids who hated me. You fucking nerd, and I drew that. I just looked at it and drew it, and they were like, "This is sixth grade," and it looked pretty good, Brandon. Even then, I'm like, I can do that. I couldn't draw it from memory, you know what I mean? But I could look
Right.
at it, and they're like, "You just drew that right now," and I'm like, "Yep." You watch me do it, and they're like, and then they had to shut up. Here you do it. So yeah, you had these, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I have
I've seen these
the
originals.
calendar.
I've seen the
I have
actual
I,
original.
I have one.
No, no, the original art,
Oh, I was
the
like,
painted
I was like,
original art. I've seen it in person.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like,
So
I got one
when I
still
met
from back in the day.
when I met Kevin Eastman and I was at his little studio recreation exhibit at IDW. I was at that dinner. Remember the dinner, Brandon? When I was at Kevin Eastman all night.
No, no, can't
Mm-hmm.
recall.
Mm-hmm. I was texting you.
All night
And
long.
then somewhere on the wall, I'm going to work in some of these old school stickers. You may have had them. I had all of these right here. The trading card stickers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I had
I
that
always
spread.
I like the oval ones to the left that look like eggs. Those ones are my favorite. Yeah, those
Yeah,
ones.
the Let's Kick shells, and the Mellow Smellows. Yeah. So I'll work in a spot for those randomly on the walls up here. And then once all that's done, I could start with the plushies. The additional little, like, it's not going to be every character, but, it'll be.
Don't worry, everyone. He will forget the one character you love.
I
So
already
everyone's gonna be
told,
like, "What about this character? What about this
well, I
character?"
was telling him, I already had a guy go, "You forgot the PC engine." I'm like, no, I didn't play the PC engine. So this is only the shit that I primarily cared about, within
Yeah.
reason. I mean, I don't have Triceratons. Well, I have the Triceraton right there from the cover, but, so. Oh well. That's it. Thanks. Appreciate it, Chris. Appreciate Dave, Mr. J, Ari, of course, Caesar. Who else? Who else was in there today?
Me.
Animation. No, not Brandon. Armando, Kyle. Appreciate it all. Appreciate you all hanging out with me today. Brandon, I need another piece of advice. Give people some life advice.
Just give up on being an artist. You suck. Give up.
Do. Tater thoughts. All right, everybody. That was good. That's good, Brandon. Appreciate it. All right. See you all tomorrow. I'm out of here. Say goodbye, Brandon.
Bye bye.
Mega potato. Mega potato. Mega potato.